and welcome to another session of the JEE Sprint 2.0 for the April JEE Mains examination. And this session is General Inorganic Chemistry 2. In the previous session, we had taken General Inorganic Chemistry 1, where a lot of questions or almost all questions which had come in the JEE Mains sitting for in January were discussed, and you figured out that barring some questions, most of the questions were pretty easy. I hope you enjoyed that session and found it to be very helpful. And thanks a lot for your comments, and that makes me like push my limits from like 23 questions to some other level as well. But due to a certain time constraint, which is like 1 hour for sprint, we cannot push it beyond a certain limit. Otherwise, if I rush at the speed of something, it will be very difficult for this like the kids who need more attention to catch up. So I'll be going at a normal pace, at a decent pace, and we will try to cover up some important concepts from group 1, 2, from 13 and 18, like basically from S block, P block and D block. So let's figure out that what is the first question and how to go about it. It will be nice if you like respond as you were doing yesterday in the comment section. It will be very helpful if you solve the question simultaneously. Let's start with the first question. And the first question for the day is that the least soluble metal carbonate, the alkali metal carbonate, is what? The options are Li2CO3, Na2CO3, K2CO3, Rb2CO3. The question is very simple. The question can be solved on the basis of something known as Fajan's rule, in which we know that if the covalent character increases, then the solubility in aqueous solvent decreases. Now, this solubility usually takes into consideration solubility in water. So please don't get confused. How do the polarization affect that, or Fajan's rule affects that? If I take the size of lithium size is the smallest, sodium, potassium, rubidium. So lithium size being smallest, it will be able to polarize the CO3 2 minus anion to the maximum extent, and this will be most covalent. Okay, this will be most covalent. So if it is most covalent, then the solubility in an aqueous solvent, so likes dissolves like, most covalent will not try to dissolve in a polar solvent, so the least soluble will be A. The least soluble will be A. Now it is very important to know that if you take Li2CO3 and all the carbonates, the solubility increases as you go down the group. So if you take carbonates, then the solubility increases as you go down the group. And if you take bicarbonates, then we have to start from NaHCO3, for the reason that lithium bicarbonate does not exist, or lithium bicarbonate does not exist in the solid state. It exists in the liquid state. Okay, so let's move ahead to the next question. Next question is on the thermal decomposition of nitrates, and NaNO3 is decomposed at 500 degrees Celsius, NaNO3 is decomposed at 800 degrees Celsius. What is the common product in both of these cases? Now remember, this is a very important concept that you should know, that nitrates decompose at lower temperatures, which is like 500, and even at higher temperatures, but the products are different. If nitrate, let's say NaNO3, decomposes at 500 degrees Celsius, then it will produce a nitrite and oxygen. It will produce nitrite and oxygen. But if it decomposes at 800 degrees Celsius or above, it will produce oxide plus nitrogen plus oxygen. It will produce oxide plus nitrogen plus oxygen. So it is important to know that nitrates can produce N2 only if they are being heated at a higher temperature, that is around 800 and above. And this is a feature for group 1 nitrates. This is a feature for group 1 nitrates. So please do remember this. The right answer to this question, common product. The common product is oxygen. The common product is oxygen. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The next question is this. Sodium metal can be used to dry what stuff? The purpose of drying is to remove moisture. So which entity can be dried using sodium metal? Now sodium metal is an extremely reactive substance, so it is imperative to know, और ये जानना जरूरी है कि सोडियम मेटल को अगर आप ऐसे किसी सब्सटेंस के साथ रिएक्शन कर और किसी को ड्राई करने के लिए यूज कर दिया जो जिसके साथ वो रिएक्ट कर सकता है, तो वो उसको ड्राई नहीं करेगा, आपके पास एक दूसरा प्रोडक्ट आ जाएगा. सो इथेनॉल कैन रिएक्ट विथ सोडियम and it can form a sodium ethoxide. Ammonia and sodium metal can react with each other. Even phenol and sodium metal can react. All the compounds which contain acidic hydrogen is a hydrogen attached to an electronegative element, will never be dried using sodium metal. What can be dried using sodium metal is a compound which does not have a acidic hydrogen, जहां पर कि ऐसे एलिमेंट के साथ हाइड्रोजन लगा है जिसकी इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी बहुत कम है या फिर इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी का वैल्यू हाइड्रोजन के कंपैरेबल है. सो हमारा डाइमिथाइल ईथर एक ऐसा कंपाउंड हो जाता है. सो द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन इज डाइमिथाइल ईथर. ईथर्स को ड्राई करने के लिए सोडियम मेटल को यूज किया जाएगा. ओके, लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Which is the correct order of thermal stability? Now thermal stability can be decided using two factors. One is whether the substance is highly covalent in nature or whether the substance has high degree of lattice energy. Now let's look at these points. So if we take LiBH4, LiAlH4, LiGAH4, okay, LiBH4, LiAlH4, LiGH4, boron, aluminium, gallium. So the size of the hydride is increasing. The BH4, AlH4, this anion size is increasing. The lattice energy will decrease, and so the thermal stability will decrease. So this is the correct order. This is the correct order. Okay. Next, if I take this CaBeF4, the anion remains the same, but the cation का size अब देख लीजिए. लैटिस एनर्जी को आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए अगर छोटा कैटायन है, लैटिस एनर्जी is inversely proportional to 1 by radius of cation plus 1 by radius of anion. It's proportional to this. So if the radius of the cation and radius of the anion is small, then the lattice energy is high and the thermal stability is also higher. So thermal stability बताने के लिए हम anion का size और cation का size देख लेते हैं. यहाँ पे anion is like BeF4, BeF4. Cation is smallest over here, largest over here. Lattice energy is highest for that. Let's take this one. Calcium hydride, strontium, barium hydride. What will be the smallest cation? This one. Answer should be all of these. The correct answer is all of these. Okay? Very good. So let's move on to the next question. Let's look at this question. Decomposition temperature of calcium carbonate is approximately 900, which is decomposed at a temperature less than 900. Very very simple question. इसको समझने का बहुत इजी तरीका ये है कि अगर आपने कार्बोनेट्स लिया ग्रुप 2 का, this is a question which is generally asked in JEE Mains and NEET and any other examination for number of times. So for carbonates of group 2, carbonates of group 2, thermal stability increases from beryllium to barium. Thermal stability increases from beryllium to barium. So if calcium is somewhere over here and calcium is decomposing at a temperature of 900, what would decompose at a temperature less than that? बेरिलियम एंड मैग्नीशियम का होना चाहिए, तो आंसर शुड बी ए. आंसर शुड बी ए. Okay, so thermal stability of group 2 carbonates follows this order. Okay, now also you have to remember that if you are taking, okay, so let's move on to the next question. Select the best method to prepare oxide of potassium. I need to prepare an oxide of potassium. Now you must have read in alkali metals that the tendency to form oxide is maximum with lithium. Lithium will form oxide because oxygen has a high degree of negative charge. O2 minus रहता है. Sodium if is heated will tend to form peroxide because it has a less degree of negative. मैंने आपको it'll be because a high degree of negative charge will require a high charge density on the cation. So lithium is capable of forming oxide, sodium prefers to form peroxide, and potassium, rubidium, cesium that prefer to form superoxides. Now in all of these, which is the right way or the best way to prepare an oxide? What is not, पहले हम identify कर लेते हैं. Heating of K2CO3, no. Carbonates of group 1 are fairly stable. इनका decomposition temperature काफी ज़्यादा रहता है. So if you decompose, you do get oxide and carbon dioxide, but that is never used to make an oxide. The same goes with bicarbonate. If you heat it, you will get carbonate. If you heat it, you will get oxide. But this oxide would be obtained at a very, very high temperature. A good method is one where low temperature is required and substances which are obtained as intermediates are also capable of decomposing very easily. So ये दोनों method हम नहीं use कर सकते because they are extremely thermally stable. The compound is thermally stable and the intermediate is thermally stable. Next, reaction of potassium with limited amount of oxygen. If I take sufficient amount of oxygen, it will turn into a superoxide. Limited amount of oxygen is the right answer. Reaction of KH with water. This will not work because KH is potassium hydride. K plus H minus. If it reacts with H2O, what will happen? This H minus will take up a proton, will change into H2. Okay, and we'll get KOH. ये मिल जाएगा. So this reaction won't work. So the right answer to this question is option C. Okay. Next question. The next question is this: which of the following pair of compounds the melting point difference is lowest? Melting point difference is lowest. This is a very, very interesting question because there can be so many times a mistake can be made in this question. बहुत बार mistake किया जाता है और इसका ट्रेंड इसलिए इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि क्लोराइड्स, ब्रोमाइड, फ्लोराइड, आयोडाइड कुछ भी आपको उठा के दे दिया जाएगा और उसमें हमेशा गलती करने के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा हैं. ओके, सो लेट्स लुक एट व्हाट इज द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन. नाउ दिस कम्स अंडर एन एक्सेप्शन. याद रखिए कि जब हमने एक मेल्टिंग पॉइंट डिसाइड करना है, देन मेल्टिंग पॉइंट विल बी अ फंक्शन ऑफ हाउ स्टेबल द लैटिस इज एंड हाउ लेस द कोवेलेंट कैरेक्टर इज. इन दोनों के कंपटीशन के कारण एक मेल्टिंग पॉइंट का ट्रेंड आता है. नाउ आई विल नॉट गेट इनटू द डिटेल्स ऑफ इट, बट आई विल गिव यू द ट्रेंड दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट एंड यू हैव टू रिमेंबर इट. यू मेक अ नोट ऑफ इट एंड रिमेंबर इट. सो इफ यू लुक एट लैटिस एनर्जी, द लैटिस एनर्जी ट्रेंड would be Lix and so on and so forth and CSX. Small cation, large cation, so X is your halogen. So this is expected to be the lattice energy trend, but the melting point trend, the melting point trend is this. This is the trend for melting point for bromides as well. इसको याद रखिए, दिस इज द मेल्टिंग पॉइंट ट्रेंड फॉर ब्रोमाइड्स एज वेल. ओके, दिस इज द मेल्टिंग पॉइंट ट्रेंड फॉर ब्रोमाइड्स एज वेल. दिस इज द मेल्टिंग पॉइंट ट्रेंड फॉर क्लोराइड्स एज वेल एज ब्रोमाइड्स. अब देखिए, अगर आपको दे दिया गया आयोडाइड्स, देन मेल्टिंग पॉइंट ट्रेंड फॉर आयोडाइड्स विल बी दिस: KI, NaI, RbI, CSI, LiI. ओके, इसको याद कर लो यार, ठीक है, क्योंकि यहां पे बहुत लोग फंसते हैं. तो हमारे पास अभी इतना टाइम नहीं है कि इसके बारे पीछे हम जाएं, इसको डिसेक्ट करें. हमको ये ट्रेंड याद रखना है. ओके, NaF, KF, LiF, RbF, CSF. Okay, so this is a small, बहुत सारा घोटाला है यहाँ पे. However, I've listed all the melting point trends for halides of group 1. So इसको याद रख लो. Okay, so question is, in which of the following compound the melting point difference is lowest? Difference is lowest in this case. CSCl, LiCl, answer should be D. Okay. So if somebody doesn't remember the trend, they will generally mark LiCl and NaCl, or RbCl and CS. RbCl and CSCl दिया गया नहीं है, generally लोग mark कर देते हैं LiCl, NaCl. So that is the incorrect answer. Maximum number of mistakes. The right answer is D. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. The next question is this. This question came in JEE Mains 2015. The question is very, very simple. The correct order of thermal stability of hydroxides. हमको बताना है thermal stability कैसे होगा, depend करेगा. Now thermal stability इस बात पे depend करेगी कि which has the highest ionic character. The one which has the highest ionic character will be most thermally stable. The one which has the lowest ionic character will be least thermally stable. Now ionic character will depend on the fact that how small the cation is. कैटायन का साइज जहां पे छोटा है, पोलराइजेशन ज्यादा होगा, कोवेलेंट कैरेक्टर ज्यादा रहेगा, एंड आयनिक कैरेक्टर उतना ही कम रहेगा. दैट इज द रीजन मैग्नीशियम हाइड्रोक्साइड विल टर्न आउट टू बिहेव एज द वीक बेस, एंड इसके आगे सारे स्ट्रॉन्ग बेसिस होगा. द बेराइटा वाटर, दैट इज बेरियम हाइड्रोक्साइड, कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड, दे आर वेरी very strong bases, and because of that the right answer to the question will be C. Okay, so remember this, it is judged on the basis of polarization. Okay, it's just judged on the basis of polarization. Okay, let's move ahead. Please do remember that inorganic में questions repeat होते हैं, तो it is vital that you solve previous JEE Mains questions. बहुत सारे जगह से ये मिल जाता है आपको, रेफरेंसेस बहुत सारे टेक्स्ट बुक्स आपको मिल जाएंगे जहां पे कि प्रीवियस JEE Mains इनऑर्गेनिक, प्रीवियस JEE Mains इनऑर्गेनिक एटलीस्ट सॉल्व कर लो, नीट इनऑर्गेनिक सॉल्व कर लीजिए. Whosoever is preparing for JEE, प्लीज डू सॉल्व नीट इनऑर्गेनिक एज वेल, क्योंकि इनऑर्गेनिक में फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस रिपीट होते हैं. ओके, क्योंकि फैक्ट चेंज नहीं करेगा. ओके, सो लेट्स मूव अहेड टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. The next question is this. Select the incorrect order for the given property. So let's look at this question. Select the incorrect order for the given property. Lithium hydride, sodium hydride, potassium hydride, rubidium hydride. Thermal stability बताना है. Thermal stability का order इस बात पे depend करता है कि whether there is a high degree of lattice energy or not. In this case, the anion size is small, so polarization of the anion will not be substantial. Wherever anion size is bigger, polarization will be given a priority in deciding thermal stability. However, in this case, we will not give priority to polarization to decide thermal stability. We will take lattice energy into consideration. Size देखिए सबसे छोटा, अब देख लीजिए anion, cation का size जहाँ पे सबसे छोटा है, that will be the most stable lattice and that will be thermally most stable. So the correct answer, this represents a correct statement. Next, covalent character. Potassium +1, calcium +2, cadmium +2, but it contains electron in n-1 d subshell. So if electrons are present in n-1 d subshell, the screening is not good, and if screening is not good, the nuclear charge that the anion can perceive will be very large. If the anion can perceive a large amount of nuclear charge, then polarization will be more and covalent character will be more. This is observed in the case of NaCl and AgCl as well. NaCl and AgCl को अगर आप compare करो तो AgCl is more covalent because there are electrons present in the d subshell which are ineffectively shielding the nuclear charge. So ineffective shielding होगा nuclear charge का, तो कोवेलेंट कैरेक्टर इंक्रीज कर जाएगा. सो कोवेलेंट कैरेक्टर विल बी मैक्सिमम फॉर दिस. पोटेशियम एंड कैल्शियम का इजी है कंपेयर करना. इफ द चार्ज इज इंक्रीजिंग, कोवेलेंट कैरेक्टर विल इंक्रीज. दिस इज आल्सो अ करेक्ट ट्रेंड. नेक्स्ट, ease of oxide formation on heating at the same temperature. Now beryllium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, calcium carbonate, ease of oxide formation heating at the same temperature. Beryllium carbonate can be decomposed very easily, and if you look at the thermal stability of carbonate, thermal stability क्या होता है कि down the group decrease करता है. So if I take beryllium carbonate to barium carbonate, then the thermal stability increases. So ease of decomposition will decrease. So ease of decomposition is decreasing because the thermal stability is increasing. So this is also a right statement. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium solubility in water, this trend is incorrect. ओके ये ट्रेंड इनकरेक्ट ये इसलिए है क्योंकि ये एक्सेप्शन है. ओके ये एक्सेप्शन हमें जानना है. दिस इज अ डेविएशन फ्रॉम अ जनरल ट्रेंड. डेविएशन होता क्या है अब देख लीजिए. बेरिलियम फ्लोराइड इज मोस्ट सॉल्युबल, फॉलोड बाय बेरियम, फॉलोड बाय स्ट्रॉन्शियम, फॉलोड बाय कैल्शियम, फॉलोड बाय मैग्नीशियम. आपका ट्रेंड ये आ जाएगा. ओके दिस इज द राइट ट्रेंड एंड यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दिस. जैसे कि हमने क्लोराइड्स, फ्लोराइड्स में हमने मेल्टिंग पॉइंट्स में ट्रेंड देखा, काफी सारा वेरिएशन है, काफी सारा एब्रेशन है. दिस इज वन ऑफ दोज. सो प्लीज डू रिमेंबर दिस. द राइट आंसर टू द क्वेश्चन इज डी. एन इनऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड एक्स विच प्रोड्यूसेस ब्रिक रेड कलरेशन एज फ्लेम. बताइए ब्रिक रेड कलरेशन कहां से आएगा. ब्रिक रेड कलरेशन सॉल्ट एनालिसिस में आपने पढ़ा होगा. ब्रिक रेड कलरेशन होता है कैल्शियम सॉल्ट्स का. ओके सो कैल्शियम सॉल्ट्स का ब्रिक रेड कलरेशन आता है. सो कैल्शियम सॉल्ट्स गिव ब्रिक रेड कलरेशन एंड व्हाट हैपेंस is that there is a calcium salt which is being utilized over here. When X dissolves in water produces an alkaline solution. That is very good. हो सकता है कैल्शियम ऑक्साइड हो सकता है कि कार्बोनेट तो डिसॉल्व करते नहीं है, ऑक्साइड या हाइड्रोलिथ में से कुछ हो सकता है CaH2. Let's look at the next statement. Dissolves in water produces and a combustible gas. Combustible gas बताइए यहां पे कौन सा है. In which of the options do you see a combustible gas? The combustible gas is present over here. So the right answer to the question will be D. बहुत difficult question नहीं है, एक बार में solve हो जाएगा. Okay? जब भी आपको ऐसे क्वेश्चंस देखे, try to identify those things which you know and relate it to the options that you are given. Okay? So right answer to this question is option D. Okay? Let's move on to the next question. MCrO4, CH3COH, MCrO4 suspension, which above change is correct for which of the metal ions? देखिए क्या होता है. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but if I take, these are group 2 chromates. These are group 2 chromates. If we talk about group 2 chromates, then beryllium chromate and magnesium chromate are not taken into consideration. Calcium chromate CaCrO4, SrCrO4, BaCrO4. We take this into consideration. The solubility decreases like this, and this is almost insoluble. Fairly insoluble. तो अगर आपने उसको डाला वाटर में, तो अगर कोई इनसॉल्युबल चीज है या फिर फेयरली इनसॉल्युबल, और बेटर वी राइट स्पैरिंगली सॉल्युबल. We write sparingly soluble. If it is sparingly soluble, then it will always form suspension. So remember this, that these two will dissolve without any problem, but that will not dissolve completely, it will form a suspension. So the right answer, above change is correct of which metal ion? Not all three of them. Answer is C, only Ba2+. Okay, only Ba2+. Let's move on to the next question. NaOH reacts with sulfur in presence of heat, forms sulfide and a salt. The salt which is produced reacts with AgNO3. People know this reaction is very good. Otherwise you should keep this in memory. इसको आप लिख के कहीं रख लीजिए, एग्जामिनेशन में जाने से पहले इसको पढ़ लीजिएगा, because there is a very important reaction of NaOH. What happens over here is a very important outcome, that is NaOH reacts with sulfur in presence of heat to form Na2S. And if you can guess the another product, that will be very nice. The another product is Na2S2O3, sodium thiosulfate. Sodium thiosulfate is the another product. Na2S2O3 is our salt S. Na2S2O3 is our salt S. अब देखो Na2S2O3 करता क्या है? Na2S2O3 अगर सिल्वर नाइट्रेट के साथ रिएक्शन करे, it will form silver Ag2S2O3, but since हमने हीट भी किया है तो it will decompose. It will decompose and it will form Ag2S. सिल्वर सल्फाइड बनेगा. सिल्वर सल्फाइड अगर बनता है तो सिल्वर सल्फाइड का कलर क्या होगा? ब्लैक. The right answer to this question is B. Product P is black in color. Okay, please do remember this reaction. Thiosulfate के reactions important है. Thiosulfate AgNO3 का reaction बहुत सारे forms में पूछा जा चुका है. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Next question is, as we move down the group, covalent character decreases, solubility increases, thermal stability increases. Covalent character decreases, obviously मतलब कि cation का size बड़ा हो रहा है. Solubility increases. Was fluoride following a proper trend? Obviously not. So on the basis of this, I can exclude this. Solubility increases. किसकी solubility increase करती है? Sulfates की तो नहीं increase करेगी. The right answer will be this. ठीक है? The right answer will be this. Carbonates of alkali metals, the solubility increases and thermal stability भी increase कर जाती है. So in this question is one that goes into your memory bank, that carbonates of group 1 will dissolve faster if we move down the group, will be more thermally stable if we move down the group. ठीक है? All of these points are pointing towards option B. ये भी नहीं होगा. Okay, all of these are pointing towards option B. Next, easy question है, बहुत easy question है. ये question silicones का है. Which of the following is cross-link information? Sorry, information नहीं होगा. It will be cross-link formation linkage in silicones. For cross-linking, I need to have a 3-dimensional network, and 3-dimensional network होने के लिए I should be having which type of linkage? This one, because CH3 SiCl Cl Cl, if it undergoes hydrolysis, I will get SiCH3 OH 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 and OO linkages बनते रहेंगे and silicone will be formed. So the right answer to the question will be option C. किसी और में ऐसा नहीं है. SiCH3 we are blocking this. Not cross linking, this will be linear. ठीक है? Next, which of the following is incorrect about borax? Now borax is an important compound as far as NEET and JEE Mains as well as advanced is concerned. So if I take borax into consideration, borax can be written like this: Na2B4O7.10H2O. I can also write this thing as Na2B4O5OH4 dot 8H2O. It can be written in both these forms, and both of these forms are correct. Now let's evaluate the first option. Produces an alkaline solution in water. Obviously, if we put this thing in water, it will produce an alkaline solution of pH 9. एक तो ये चीज हम देख सकते हैं कि sodium and borate, this anionic part must have come from a weak acid, and this comes from a strong base. So when we dissolve it in water, a hydrolysis reaction will take place, which will generate a solution of pH 9, or an alkaline solution will be generated. Next, produces buffer solution in water. Maximum students make a mistake over here. When you take B4O5 OH4 2 minus and you dissolve it in water, you will get two things: H3BO3 plus BOH4 minus. आप यहाँ पे दो लगा दीजिए. Now since you are getting a weak acid and a salt of a weak acid in a equal amount, you will get a buffer solution. This is known as a salt. This will behave as a salt buffer, or this will behave as an acidic buffer and produces. So if we can see over here, then H3BO3 and BOH4 minus are producing equal amounts. So this turns out to be the salt part, this turns out to be the acid part, which would be utilized in Henderson's equation, and this will turn it out into a buffer solution. So this is also a correct statement. This is a correct statement. Produces blue bead on heating with calcium sulfate. It is incorrect. Remember, borax is utilized in a test known as borax bead test, which is for transition metal complexes, or identifying transition metal elements. Identification of transition metal elements cannot be done using flame test. They are done using borax bead test. Calcium is a member of group 2. So group 2 elements or group 1 elements are detected not using borax bead test but by flame test. So this is an incorrect statement. Let's go to the last one. Used as an acidic flux. Obviously, flux is something which is utilized in the process of metallurgy to combine with the impurities and bring them out in the form of slag. Now, if the impurity is acidic, then I will use a basic flux. In this case, it will behave as an acidic flux. Okay, so the right answer to this question is C. Which of the following is incorrect about borax? Answer is C. When when SO3 is absorbed in concentrated H2SO4, it produces what? बहुत simple है. SO3 when is absorbed in H2SO4, it produces a substance known as oleum. Oleum's formula is H2S2O7. SO3 plus H2SO4 combines together. ये आपका एक फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री का क्वेश्चन भी आता है कि आइडेंटिफाई द परसेंटेज ऑफ फ्री ओलियम, परसेंटेज फ्री सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड इन अ सैंपल ऑफ ओलियम. So this will turn out to become H2S2O7. This is known as oleum or fuming sulfuric acid. This is known as fuming sulfuric acid. Now fuming, if you try to draw the structure of this, this seems like has been generated by combination of 2 moles of H2SO4 from where a molecule of water has been removed. अगर हम H2S2O7 को जनरेट करना चाहें तो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि 2 H2SO4 मॉलिक्यूल्स एक दूसरे के साथ कंबाइन कर रहे हैं एंड उसमें से एक मॉलिक्यूल वाटर का हमने निकाल दिया. Pyrosulfuric acid, pyro form of an acid is formed by removing a molecule of water while combining 2 units of that acid. इसको याद रखो, pyro form is 2 units of acid combined minus H2O. very simple assessment. पेरोक्सी नहीं होगा, रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट नहीं है, ट्राइबेसिक नहीं है. स्ट्रक्चर इसका ये होता है OHS डबल बॉन्ड O OHO. This is our pyrosulfuric acid or oleum or H2S2O7. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Next question is this: which of the following reaction cannot change SO2 to SO4 2 minus? एक बात बताओ, कौन सा रिएक्शन हो रहा है? SO2 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट ऑफ सल्फर इज +4 एंड SO4 2 minus में जैसे कन्वर्ट हो रहा है ये +6 में कन्वर्ट हो जा रहा है. So when it is converting into +6, it is getting oxidized बेटा, it is getting oxidized. So I need an oxidizing agent. अब एक बात बताइए, इन चारों में से कौन सा ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट नहीं है? MnO4 minus is an oxidizing agent. Dichromate is an oxidizing agent. Fe3H plus, this is known as Fenton's reagent, ये भी oxidizing agent जैसे behave कर जाएगा. And BaOH whole twice, that is baryta water or barium hydroxide, is not a oxidizing agent, and that's the reason this is the right answer to the question. Cannot be used. Right answer to the question is D. Next. So in this question, orange colored solid S1, orange colored solid S2, diamagnetic gas, paramagnetic gas, इसको solve कैसे करना है? बहुत easy question है. याद रखिए हमारे पास सिर्फ क्रोमेट्स दिए गए हैं, नाइट्रेट तो हो ही नहीं सकता है. नाइट्रेट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, क्रोमेट इज पॉसिबल. ऑल ऑफ दीज क्रोमेट्स आर कलर्ड. अमोनियम डाइक्रोमेट, पोटेशियम डाइक्रोमेट एंड सोडियम डाइक्रोमेट, ऑल ऑफ देम आर ऑरेंज कलर्ड. बट लेकिन उनको डिकम्पोजिशन करके उनका जो प्रोडक्ट आता है, द प्रोडक्ट्स आर डिफरेंट. इफ यू टेक अमोनियम डाइक्रोमेट एंड यू हीट इट, द ऑप्शन like that question was given in JEE Mains some years back. If you take ammonium dichromate and you heat it, what you would obtain is nitrogen. आपको H2O मिल जाता है. This is a very common method of preparation of nitrogen, and this question has been asked multiple times in JEE Mains, Advanced as well as NEET. So what this substance is, this is diamagnetic because it has 14 electrons in the MO picture or the MO diagram, and Cr2O3, इसका कलर क्या होगा बेटा बताइए? ग्रीन. This is green and this is diamagnetic. This is diamagnetic. अगर हमने सोडियम या पोटेशियम डाइक्रोमेट ले लिया और इसको हीट करते हैं, what will happen? It will generate sodium or potassium chromate plus Cr2O3 plus oxygen. Oxygen is a paramagnetic substance. So oxygen is paramagnetic. This is green and this should be yellow. So our answer for this orange color is diamagnetic. So the S1 जो होना चाहिए, S1 should be ammonium and nitrate हो नहीं सकता. The right answer is D. The right answer. Even if you solve the first one, you'll get the right answer. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Select colored alum. Colored alum इसमें से सिर्फ एक ही हो सकता है, पोटैश एलम नहीं, क्योंकि पोटैश एलम K2SO4.Al2SO4 whole thrice dot 24H2O. None of the metal ions belong to the transition series. किस केस में transition series से metal belong करेगा? Chrome alum. The right answer to the question is chrome alum. The right answer to the question is chrome alum. Okay, ammonium alum or potash alum will not be colored. The right answer is chrome alum. Next question is this: borate salts when heated with concentrated H2SO4 and C2H5OH produce characteristic green coloration in flame due to formation of volatile compound. Now if you would had watched my JEE sprint sessions for December, I had discussed this reaction. फिर भी मैं बता देता हूँ, बोरेट सॉल्ट्स को आइडेंटिफाई करने का एक बहुत सिंपल तरीका है, एंड उसको करते क्या है कि वी टेक बोरेट सॉल्ट एंड we mix it with or make a paste with concentrated H2SO4 and dab it with ethyl alcohol, and then we put it into a flame. We will see that it will burn with a green, the flame will the entity whatever we have put in the flame will burn with a green edge, and that is because of a very very simple reason that it forms a triethyl borate. ये एक बहुत ही डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन है, ट्राईइथाइल बोरेट बन जाता है. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, आयंस प्रेजेंट इन KiBrCl. अब देखिए K3+ तो हो नहीं सकता है, K3+ इज नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज पोटेशियम के ऊपर +1 चार्ज ही रहेगा, तो ये तो है नहीं आंसर भाई. This will not be an answer. The right answer to the question is A. IBrCl is a polyhalide anion which is formed along with potassium when this salt is dissociated. So please do remember that IBrCl turns out to be a polyhalide ion. जब भी आप देखो कि पोटेशियम के साथ एक से ज्यादा एनायन प्रेजेंट हैं, एक से ज्यादा हैलाइड आयन प्रेजेंट हैं, तो देन दीज हैलाइड आयंस हैव टू टर्न आउट टू बिकम पॉलीहैलाइड, लाइक Ki3. ओके, उसमें 3 आयोडाइड नहीं रहते, उसमें एक ट्राई आयोडाइड आयन रहता है. सो इफ देयर इज मोर देन 1 हैलाइड देन इट विल ऑलवेज बी अ पॉलीहैलाइड anion. Not 2 halides will be produced, a polyhalide ion will be produced. So the right answer is A. The next question is this: pure N2, there are so many, sorry, this should be not. Pure N2 is not produced when red hot CuONH3. This reaction produces Cu plus N2 plus H2O, but this reaction does not produce nitrogen in that degree of purity as it is obtained in these two cases. Azides on decomposition will produce nitrogen in maximum purity. So most pure nitrogen, that is the reason azides are used as a pellet in your car airbags, because they can explode, give large amount of pure nitrogen with very rapidly, and that will not support combustion. But if I use a method like this method is not gonna produce pure nitrogen. इसको याद रखिए, this is a NCERT level question, doesn't produce प्योर N2. एक और सवाल आपको लिया जा सकता है, if I take NH4NO2 will it produce nitrogen upon decomposition? Let's see. What you have to do is remove water and whatever is left out join them. तो N2 plus H2O बनेगा and nitrogen is obtained. So yeah, ammonium nitrite will decompose to form N2 plus 2H2O. But if I take ammonium nitrate, and I remove molecule of water, what you have to do is remove molecule of water. Water remove करने के बाद जो बचता है, that is your product. So you'll get N2O. So this is a very important idea. Very pure nitrogen is obtained from azides decomposition. Barium azide, sodium azide. This does not give. So the right answer to this question will be A. Okay, यहाँ पे टिक मार्क इसलिए मार दिया है कि मैंने these two substances produce pure nitrogen. The right answer to the question will be A. Okay. So with this we finish today's session, but before leaving I would just pass on this a small message that difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Inorganic chemistry is a difficult road, okay? और बहुत समय लोगों को लगता है कि यार छोड़ दूं मैं, बट छोड़ना नहीं है. कल का सेशन आपने देख लिया कि कैसे क्वेश्चंस आए हैं. So you do not have to leave inorganic chemistry. Some questions might be difficult, some questions might be easy. The right thing to do is to pick and choose. अब बफे डिनर में जाते हो तो सारी चीज़ें तो नहीं खाते हो. You eat only those things that you like. Okay, if you like the desserts, you will go for the desserts. If you like something else, you'll go for that. So the point is like, don't leave inorganic chemistry. They will always lead to the best things. तो okay, best thing क्या है? एक एग्जामिनेशन में फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री भी लोग कर लेंगे, ऑर्गेनिक भी कर ले सकते हैं, बट इनऑर्गेनिक में अगर आपके पास 10 क्वेश्चंस हैं एंड आउट ऑफ 10 क्वेश्चंस इफ यू ए 6 और 7 क्वेश्चंस, क्या बात है, मतलब आराम से आप मतलब यू कैन अब चिल मार के एग्जामिनेशन निकाल ले सकते हो. सो इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू फॉलो दिस मैसेज. रिमेंबर दिस मैसेज शुड सिंक टू योर बोन्स. एंड इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन ऑफ General Inorganic Chemistry 3, we would be primarily taking some concepts from P block like oxy acids, silicates, इसमें जहाँ पे confusion होता है. So today was primarily based on S block elements, some parts from P block elements, but next session the focus will be primarily on P block elements. So if you have liked the video, please do like, share and subscribe. That's the usual routine. And please do tell your friends that we are conducting such sessions so that they can also get benefited. So with this message, I Saurav Goswami sign off, and I hope you enjoyed this session, and I wish you have a lovely day ahead. Bye bye guys.